everybody. Welcome back to a Caile podcast with Gabriela. That's me. I'm Gabriela. Today we're doing our second holiday episode. I'm so excited to do. This was the one I was most excited for because I really love the origins of stuff. And today I have so much information about the origins of our holiday traditions that we still have and basically why they persevere. And obviously, we have my bells today is the special guest. The musical guest is these bells. And they're literally everywhere. Like, I think they're even in the shoes, everything. Don't mind this, okay? I had to bring it with me.
It's all part of the bit.
Okay. Have you guys been listening to Christmas music? It fell. Aw. Have you guys been listening to? Do you ever listen to Christmas music or no?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some that are like I have to listen to. That "Mary Did You Know" song.
No.
That's black.
It's a black song.
It's a black one, and it hits.
Yeah, Mary, did you know? How does it go?
Mary, did you know that your baby boy was somewhere walk on water? Mary is the mom.
Oh, the mom.
The virgin.
That's Mary.
That's the Mary. Not MERY.
Yeah, I was like, who's Mary? No, we have a lot of songs for the Virgin too. The other day I saw this TikTok because on my TikTok, girl, is like all the Catholic TikToks. There's all the super Christian TikToks, and there's like the satanic TikToks. Like all of them are on my feed because that's what I care about. And they were talking about Mary and how we worship Mary. And really it goes all the way back to like Venus.
The womb and stuff?
Yeah, the woman. It's so interesting. We have a lot of in Mexico there's a lot of respect for the Virgin. They love the Virgin in Mexico.
I always wondered about that, like the connection, because Christianity is like Jesus.
Yeah. Well, like Puritan Christians, they believe that you're not supposed to worship the Virgin because Jesus never told them to worship the Virgin. Jesus said, just worship me. It's all about me.
Sounds selfish to me.
And I think they wanted to erase women from that time, you know?
That does track, actually.
Yeah, because why is everybody mean and mad at hoes now?
Right?
Jesus' best friend was a hoe.
Right? Or his baby mama, depending on who you ask.
Oh! Not Jesus got a baby mom. Oh, damn. Maury. Yeah, take him to Maury.
You are the father.
He's like, I am not the father. Let me tell you right now. Damn, this is crazy. She just said Jesus had a baby. Listen, I didn't say that, okay? I don't talk about Jesus like that. I'm just kidding. I don't know what he was doing.
Theory, I don't know.
I wasn't I
wasn't there.
I wasn't there, right?
But I saw the Da Vinci Code.
Okay, so today we're talking about elves, mostly, but definitely folklore and just all of the magical Christmas things that happen, and is it really magic or were people just scared? And I think we kind of brought this up a little bit in the last episode about holiday hysteria. Remember, we were talking about the holiday hysteria, and something that just keeps coming up in my studies is just like me watching YouTube all day, like writing my little notes. Something that keeps coming up in my studies is that there were the really epic holidays, which was Saturnalia, which we love around here. You know, we love Saturn around here. But Saturnalia is the major Christmas, or Saturnalia is the major holiday. And it was to celebrate the sons of Saturn and Saturn. So that was just the most epic and like central one. And basically what Saturnalia was a valve that they had to let loose because people were poor and people were hungry and bad things were happening all day long. So they made that holiday so people can let some steam off, and basically made the servants, the kings, and we talked about this, like people can fuck on the street and like kill each other. Yeah, exactly. Like the purge.
Anything goes.
Yeah, but they were like drinking and having a good time. That's what I'm talking about, Greece. See, that's why I always get FOMO of the Greek. You know, like their empire failed because they just were having sex.
Having too good of a time.
Yeah, they were just having sex with each other. And then their empire failed. My Roman Empire is the Roman Empire. Yeah, it's like LGBT studies like need to start there, which I think they do.
They do.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hella gay.
Remember recently when they were talking about the femboys in like like red pill femboys. Stop.
Yeah.
We need to get into that.
I do remember that.
I wonder if we can talk to one. I'm sure they love to talk. Those people are crazy, narcissistic motherfuckers. Okay, I'm like, let's get back on elves. Maybe they're kind of elfish. Maybe those like the red pill guys are a little bit elfish, if you ask me. We're following a theme here. Okay, elves before Christmas. I really like that part of elves being their own little people. Literally, why like me, Zena's cuerpo de duende. They're being why my mom. I called my mom to show her my costume, and she just told me I have an elf body.
So sorry.
Not even like, oh, you look so cute. She's like, she's like, ¿qué es eso? I'm like, es un duende. She's, oh, tú tienes cuerpo de duende. Because it's scary and mischievous.
So bad.
Okay, elves were their own entity before Christmas, okay? Elves were rampant in every single culture. There's elves. Everywhere, like everywhere you look, there's an elf there.
Anywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, there's an elf. I even brought this book. It's somewhere in this room, and it was my favorite book. It's like this Irish folktale with like tons of little elves in it. But in Nordic culture and Anglo-Saxon culture, like all over there, like Celtic culture. Where is that? Switzerland? We talked about this last time.
Celts?
The Celts.
Ireland.
Ireland. See, yeah, Ireland. All over there, all those places, they had a lot of little elves, right?
Yeah.
And when Christianity came on the scene, what they did was they just condensed all the mythology and tried to keep it all in the merging of Christianity and pagan holidays. When it came to Christmas, I feel like they just like bunched up the elves and just put it was like, okay, you guys want to be pagan? Let's just do it during the holidays. And you guys can keep the elves.
Keep your elves.
Yeah, because I feel like they had such a hard time getting the people to convert. The people were not letting go. And to this day, you know, obviously here I am. To this day, people weren't letting go of the customs, so they had to call them something else. So it seems like what they did was they just put all the elves within the holiday, cultures, and then the Victorians came and just sealed the deal. So basically, if you guys ever read, what do you call that? If you guys ever read fairy tales or you watch Disney movies, Snow White, Cinderella, all of those stories were really dark at one point. The Victorian people believed that fear polluted the youth and fear polluted children. So what they did was they took all these scary things and they turned them into things to teach or stories or folklore. So if you read a lot of the books or stories like Hansel and Gretel, that was a witch who was like eating kids, or Cinderella. I think Cinderella has something to do with like her cutting her feet, like mutilation of the feet, and even
I know, like the Little Mermaid.
yeah, the Little Mermaid.
They were killing men, right? Like
They were
stuff.
luring men, yeah, and
Right.
killing them.
Yeah.
There were, well, anyways, so what the Victorians did was they turned like this scary thing into a fun, cute thing. And they were pretty responsible for the elves getting integrated into Santa, which is fucked up because they were just minding their elf ass business and now you gave them a job.
That's so rude.
That's so rude, right? Like they used to live in the fields, like in the grass, in your house. They lived everywhere, and now they just gotta live in a workshop with Santa and like make shoes. That's hella fucked up. Does it sound familiar?
And it starts with shoes. It probably started with shoes, but now it's like Nintendo's,
Right?
Like PlayStation.
Can you imagine?
Now they need like a whole mechanical engineering degree.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck being an elf nowadays.
How to build a car.
Yeah, gotta build a Roblox. What the fuck is a Roblox? So basically, elves got integrated, and then when Elves got integrated into Santa, and then when the commercialization, when the commercialization of Christmas came into play, it was already perfect setup for Santa to have a workshop and to have these elves. And Coca-Cola made Santa wear red because before Coca-Cola, Santa was like in brown, blue, green, and then Coca-Cola took on the Santa image and turned him into red and white outfit. So Santa has a red and white outfit because of Coca-Cola and for no other good reason. But we were talking about the mushroom, that red mushroom. What is it called? Amanita
muscaria.
The Amanita muscaria mushroom has these close ties to Santa, Saint Nicholas. So apparently Saint Nicholas was from the Middle East, and before young girls needed a dowry to get married, and if you didn't have a dowry, then you'd probably get killed or sentenced to prostitution. So Saint Nicholas paid the dowry of these really poor girls and saved them, and that's how he became Saint Nicholas, which he was a saint, and he was generous, and he came and bared gifts for people that were less fortunate. And before it was like nuts and candy and everything. Now obviously now what can you not ask Santa for? Can do anything now. But that's how Santa even came into play, or that's how they created Santa. And I feel like they just mushed so many other beliefs into one, and that's how we have Santa that we have now, which I think now you don't even know what the fuck Santa is at this point in time. Maybe it's because I don't have kids around. Do kids still believe? Yeah, kids still believe in Santa, huh? And they leave the cookies out for them. That's crazy. Write them letters. Oh yeah, you do write Santa letters. There's a Santa tracker.
Yeah, there is.
What? That's so cool.
Or the elf on the shelf.
Yeah, what's up with the elf on the shelf?
That's sinister. I don't like it.
I don't like the surveillance of it all.
It feels like a doll Ouija board. I just feel like you're asking for trouble.
So
It's supposed to get into mischief.
Right.
Fuck your shit up.
So yeah, in Mexico, duendes are like traviesos. All the time that you hear about duendes, they're doing something bad. Like this, I remember I talked to this lady once, and she told me that she had duendes in her house, and that the duende would take her newborn baby. If she stepped away from the baby at any point, that they would take the baby and put him under the bed or like under the crib. So she'd walk in and the baby was crying, and there was nothing wrong with the baby. He wasn't hurt. He was just under the crib. Or you hear stories about kids going outside and running into a duende, and the duende will kidnap them. So they go into the woods or wherever they live in these rural areas. They go into the woods and they're gone for like, I don't know, 2 hours. But to them, it feels like hundreds of years, or it feels like lifetimes. And then they come back and they're not the same. They're like quieter or kind of spaced out. And it's because those duendes steal you. So they've always been these little spirits of mischief. So that's why I think it's fucked up that they gave them jobs. They want to be in the street drinking. Remember, mi papá es un duende. I'm going to show you this thing, mi papá es un duende. Like, that's what they want to be doing. I'm here to defend the elves.
Yeah.
Let's get them out of Santa's workshop. Bring them to the shop studios. Send them to the store.
Rescue the elves.
Rescue the elves. They would have so much fun here. I always say, like, if you end up here, it's like Pleasure Island. Like, you know when Pinocchio goes to Pleasure Island and his teeth grow and he turns into a donkey?
No,
I'm
I've
like,
never seen it.
You've never seen Pinocchio? That's another really scary movie.
Is it?
Dude, when I was little, I used to be scared of Pinocchio. I used to be scared of what other movie was I just like terrified? Oh, Dumbo. Have you ever seen Dumbo? It was so sad.
I saw one clip of him getting drunk.
Yeah, Dumbo does get drunk.
That baby elephant. That was so
And Pinocchio gets drunk too.
Of course he does. Disney's got a problem.
Disney has alcoholism.
Amongst other things.
Okay, so Another thing that I really love about every Christmas is watching Krampus. And last year I talked about how my favorite movie of all time, Christmas movie, is Krampus. I love that movie. And I saw it when I was like in my 20s. So my life was not complete till I was in my 20s. I had been missing out on this movie for all of my life. But basically Krampus is a entity or a demon, obviously. And I used to think it's like Krampus is the Krampus, but apparently it just means it's a Krampus. So there's multiple Krampuses out there. Or it means a hook. I think the origin of the word is like a hook or a claw, but it's it's a word to describe the type of entity that he is. So he's a Krampus. And basically, if you don't behave or if you're bad during the year or if there's no harmony in your family, then the Krampus comes and literally would beat the children. Literally would beat them with rods. And I even wrote down what it was. Birch rods. So the tree that he used to beat you was a birch tree. And basically symbolically that meant that he was cleansing you of your wrongdoings. So he would whip you with the birch rods, and then he would use chains and bells to scare you, which to me that's the scariest thing because so when you're born you're only scared of loud noises and pain. You're not scared of anything else. That's the only thing that makes you scared. I don't even know if it's pain, but I know it's loud noises is one of the only things that you're afraid of when you're born. So as you develop into a human, one of the main things that scares us, that really puts fear in your heart, is sound. Is loud noises or certain sounds will make you scared, like physically scared. And it's funny because when I get tattooed, my tattoo artist has the tiniest, quietest tattoo gun. And I know that if she had a louder gun, I would just have no tattoos. Like I would just be so scared of the sound. And a lot of the times the sound is literally what will scare me. So I feel this, and it scares me really bad, is that the Krampus has chains and bells to torture you. Can you imagine just bells torture? Wasn't there a bunch of bells in Hereditary?
I've never seen it.
There was, right? There was like a bunch of ringing bells at the end of the movie.
Well, weapons. Remember they had the
Oh,
bell?
weapons had the bell too. Yeah, I think bells are just creepy in general. Yeah, I wish you could see India's face. India's like, girl, these white people were up to no good back then.
I'm like, what is that world like? I don't want it.
So Krampus had bells and whips and chains. I kind of like him.
Kinky.
How come he never goes to my house? I'm like, I'll leave some cookies out for that. No, I'm just kidding. No, please, Krampus, do not come to my house. But if Krampus ever came to my house, he would fucking trip and tell his shoes in the doorway. If he ever came by my house, he would the partes el hocico trying to get in my house. I always leave my shoes. The first thing I do when I walk in my bedroom is leave the shoes. I'm like, if someone comes in here to try to rob me, they gonna trip on that boot. Imagine you just hear all the chains and the bells. Haha, motherfucker. You. Oh, yeah. Like Peter Griffin. I'm like, you thought, motherfucker. Yeah, I gotcha. I do fuck with Krampus because he didn't put the elves to work. I feel like the worst, baddest elves, like los bien malandrones, and be like, yeah, let's go. Krampus is coming to town. Let's go torture some. Yeah, let's go whip with some birch, with some birch rods. And all the little good ones were like, okay, you guys go ahead. Yeah.
We'll be with Saint Nick.
We'll be with Saint Nick. We're gonna go to work. Losers. I really love the movie Krampus too because when you watch it, it's really disturbing, but then it's also funny. We have to see it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny and like relatable humor, but also scary as fuck. Like the Krampus is fucking up their whole Christmas, and there's elves and there's like gingerbread men. So I think it's very closely tied in with the original story of Krampus because it sounds like the original Krampus was also very disturbing And with the elves involved, like laughter and mischief and just disturbing, like scary, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my God, why am I like this? Why am I like this? Like, that's like the what I wish I was not like that. This gets me in trouble a lot. Then I just find stuff out that I'm like, oh, I just wish I didn't know that. And then I keep thinking about it over and over. Now I'm just sitting here in an elf costume. You see what happens?
This is where you end up.
The special interests kick in. Oh my God. The crazy part about Krampus is he wouldn't kill you. He would just torture you.
Mm-hmm. He wanted you to be alive to remember.
Yeah.
To reflect.
He wanted you to tell your kids that the Krampus is going to come.
Yep. It's like Tinkerbell, but instead of like joy, it's just fear.
Like a Tinkerbell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They want you to keep Krampus at the top of your mind.
That was something, too, that I realized as I'm looking into this is the magic that we're experiencing today. We're like, oh, it's so cute. Or like, yeah, like a Tinkerbell. Or like the elf on the shelf. Or the elves make the presents. Or Santa flies through the skies. Before, it used to be fear. Like, people were scared that the winter's coming and the spirits are out. And I said this in the beginning, Saturnalia was meant to be a valve so people can decompress from the year. And there would be other holidays like Yule that were supposed to be a desperate offering to the spirits of the winter to not kill them through the winter. So that's when all the log, the Yule log and the Christmas trees come into play. There are all these offerings that are desperate prayers to the gods to please not let the crops die, to please not let the people die of pneumonia or freeze to death when they're outside or even when they're inside, for them not to run out of logs or for them not to run out of firewood and everything like that. So,
wow.
Scary, but not.
It all seems so like something's just always lurking.
It is lurking. It's a fucking elf on the shelf you guys keep bringing in the house. Stupid idiots. That shit is not supposed to...
That's why we get Snoop on the stoop.
So when you see an elf, Mexican culture, everyone will tell you, if you see an elf, do not interact with it. Ignore it. Wait for it to leave. They usually leave little... He's pointing at me. An elf will leave... They're all ignoring me now. An elf will make a little space for itself. Like, if you go outside and there's daisies in a circle, it's supposed to be a fairy circle.
Yeah.
A
fairy ring?
A fairy ring. And if there's duendes in your house, they'll create, like, a little space for them and arrange their little belongings that they steal. And if you interact with it or if you take it and you're like, oh, what's this? And you take it, they're interpreting that as you making a deal with them, as you making un intercambio, like how do you
a transaction.
Yes, a transaction, like an interchange,
Exchange.
an exchange. I can speak English and Spanish. You can, or realistically, you can't speak neither. That's why I struggled so bad. You're making an exchange with them. That's what they think. Like Rumpelstiltskin, remember? Like they always need something. So when there's an elf there, you're supposed to just let it be. You're not supposed to interact with it. That's why it trips me out so bad that people bring the elf and then like cosplay as the elf doing all the weird stuff. Oh my God, you had an elf on the shelf, huh? What the hell? No wonder.
It'll be your own people.
Oh, you have a Snoop. What is it?
Snoop dropped his own.
Oh, Snoop on the stoop now? That's the one you have?
I'm gonna get that one.
Oh, you're gonna get it?
No one Elf on the shelf anymore.
Remember when
Funny.
it's fun? It's creepy to me for some reason. Because they're watching, right? It's like if the kid does bad shit, then the elf does bad things bad to the kid, right?
Yeah, or like, I saw you and now I'm gonna like take all your stickers or I don't know, poop on your face.
Oh yeah, the poop with the elf. Come on.
Yes,
Hazme favor. That's crazy. When you see a duende, you're not supposed to interact with it at all. You're not supposed to make deals with it, or you're not supposed to let it take anything from you. If it takes it from you and then it tries to bring it back, you're not supposed to take it back. It's just all these rules to keep them out. So the
Yeah.
fact that we bring them in or we include them in Christmas is crazy because they're just trying to live their elf lives. But I guess now there must be some that like it over there, huh?
There must be, like, this had to start somewhere. One elf. was
One
just
elf
like,
fucked it up for all of us. One square ass elf.
so I wanna
Okay.
be in the mix.
Let's move on to tarot with Gabriela. My favorite part of this season is our tarot intro segment. Okay, I got these super big tarot cards for today. Oh my god, how cute are these? And I'm just going to go through my workshop that I talked about last episode. And I'm basically just going through my curriculum that I made for that workshop. I actually want to link it. I'm not sure where to put it though. Like, do I just give you guys access to my Google Drive? Like, how do we do that?
Maybe you can make like a separate drive or like a Dropbox or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it in a Dropbox so that you guys can follow along. Also, if you want it, just hit me up and I'll email it to you so that you can follow along with us. Yesterday, last episode, I talked about the Rider White deck. I don't know if, how do you say white or wait?
I've never heard of this before. Both sounded real to me.
I'm pretty sure it's the Rider Waite deck, but don't quote me because obviously you guys know this about me. I don't speak that good of English or Spanish. No, I speak good both. But I recommended this deck, and I know I was like, it's just the most basic OG one. Just get that one. But the real reason why, and I forgot to mention, is because when you're learning and you're online and you're reading books or you're on websites or anything like that, they're always going to be referencing this deck. This is the deck that a lot of these thoughts, like schools of thought or theories or this deck is where they come from. This deck has the color schemes, and for example, this card, the way she's facing tells a story on its own. Even just her posture and the way she's facing tells a story. So in other decks, the star will be sitting or laying down or not in this position, and it takes away from the story that has been told. So it's important that you at least have knowledge, even if it's a little bit of knowledge about this deck. So moving on to the next part of our tarot workshop, I want to talk about etiquette and what etiquette means and etiquette in being a reader or getting your tarot read. So first and foremost, nobody's obligated to your time or energy as a reader. If you don't want to do someone's reading, just don't do it. I know that people are like, well, what if they booked and they paid and, I just feel so obligated and pressured. Oh, well, just cancel and give them their money back. You don't have to do it. You never have to do it. Nobody's going to force you to give them a reading. I remember when I first started reading, this girl was like, I need a reading right now. And I didn't want to do it at all, but I had just started. So then I went and I gave her reading, and it was terrible. And it was hot outside, and I got a sunburn. And I just wish I wouldn't have done it. And now I would never do that. But nobody's entitled to your time or your energy. Same as if you're a querent, like if you're the one asking for the reading, you're not entitled to anyone's time. And just because you have money doesn't mean that people have to service you. If they don't want to service you, then just find another reader. I'm sure somebody will give you a reading. Be honest and upfront about your capacity and your expectations. If you just started reading but you feel ready to read for other people, go ahead and do it, but just communicate with them that you haven't really read for other people. Or if you're getting a reading and you're like, I just don't really want to hear about my love life, and it's coming through strong and they're telling you and you don't want to hear about it, just tell them to stop. So communication and boundaries, again, is so important in this practice. Use discernment with trigger words, very specific biases, and using your opinion while reading. So tarot is innately binary because there's kings, queens, pages, there's knights, right? So the knight's a guy and the king's obviously a man, and there's the empress who's obviously a woman. So being careful with binary terms is important. Understanding that it's bigger than the gender binary that we know and are comfortable with. It's way beyond that. And just because a male card comes out doesn't mean that it's a male person. It could just be masculine qualities about the situation or the person. So just being careful with those trigger words, or being careful with your own bias too. Like if you're like me personally, I hate the King of Swords. He's my least favorite character in the tarot, and I hate him. I hate to see him. I don't like when he shows up. I don't want to be around him. I don't talk to him. Like if you're asking for a love reading and then that's the person that comes up, I'm gonna talk shit about them to you. I'll be like, they don't like you, and this is how you build your relationship with your cards. But I understand that I can't just say that to people, maybe their man's a Libra and they love him. Gemini rising, girl, good luck. Thanks for taking him off the market. That's the one we don't want. But understanding that, okay? Don't use the book. Don't use the book. Don't use the book. If you need to use the book, do it in your home. Do it in the privacy of your own four walls. If you're reading for someone else, don't use the book. They're going to be like, okay, I could have just done that myself. I remember I went on Twitter once and I was asking this, she was supposed to be an astrologer, and I was asking her for advice. And then she literally sent me a screenshot of time passages, which is just like I paid her $1. I remember she's like, oh, I'll give you advice for $1. I paid her the $1, and then she sent me a screenshot of an app that I already had. So I'm like, okay, girl, I paid $40 for this app to download it to my phone, and then I just paid you another $1 to send me a screenshot of it. So don't be a crook, if you don't. My dad always says that to me when I talk about tarot. He's like, eres una charlatana. No seas charlatana, okay? Don't use the book. And learn how to honor a download. So sometimes you get a download and you don't know if you're thinking it, if you made it up, if you just heard it somewhere and it just replayed in your head. It's really hard to navigate that space in your psyche if you're not strong there. You really need to build that muscle. And knowing when it's coming through is really important. Only participate if you are serious or you have an open mind. If you're just messing around and you're just going to make fun of the person doing your reading, or be like, oh, that's not accurate at all, or like, I don't believe this shit at all, just don't do it. Like, why are you wasting theirs and your time? I feel like there's better ways to spend the day, and you don't want to mock such a serious practice. Even though right now, I feel like now it's more of a pop thing, but it's really serious. I'm in this costume. It's a really serious thing.
I'm trying to hold it together this whole time, and you're in with your big ass.
The next thing is just shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously. The next thing is shut up during your reading. If someone's giving you a reading and they're trying to give you information and you just keep talking and talking, you are in the wrong place. You need to go to therapy. You should have saved your little $100 and got a therapist and not a tarot reading. The tarot reading is for you to listen and for you to be able to grasp information that's maybe not as readily available to you as it would be for the person reading for you. Take everything with a grain of salt. Even when you do your own reading, honestly, tarot's kind of rude sometimes. Tarot will tell you shit you're not ready to hear, call you names, tell you you're a bum, tell you need to go to work, tell you... My friend Lucy, shout out Lucy, I love you. She'll be like, this says you're a dumb bitch and all the work you did amounts to nothing. And I'm like, Lucy, you cannot read people's tarot like that. She's so funny. We need to bring her on and so she could do the funny tarot readings, because that's literally how she'll read for you. It'll be like, if she sees a page, she'll be like, dice que era una pendeja. And she's Argentinian, so she has a funny ass accent. I love her. But yeah, take everything with a grain of salt. because there's going to be times where things are going to come up maybe that you're not ready to hear. I think also maybe because my vibe is like, I have a lot of Capricorn placements. Not to say I have bad vibes, but my vibe is more somber than like the average person. It's like, whoa, whoa. Oh, to me, like sad Eeyore vibes. No, I just be loaded. I'm just kidding. My readings sometimes go deeper than the surface. I think maybe it's my personality or the type of things that I like to get into when we're doing readings. But there's been times where people are like ready for this like fun and like sexy reading, and then it'll be like you have no self-esteem and you're still sad over your ex. Or a lot of times it'll just be like get over your ex first. A lot of my readings, I feel like when people are trying to move on, it'll just show you where they're stuck instead of solutions how to move on. Sometimes it's getting through what's keeping them stuck, at least in my experience. So taking everything with a grain of salt is really important. Intuition is the ability to understand something immediately without the need of conscious reasoning. Why is being intuitive important? I think being intuitive is important because you literally can't do anything without it. Like the ability to read a room, the ability to read someone's energy, knowing when to leave a party, knowing when to leave a relationship, knowing when to stop a conversation. All of those things are part of your intuition, and being really in close quarters with your intuition mentally is important. So as a reader, obviously your intuition should be strong and something that you exercise every day. You can do little things. I know this is, to me, when I think of things like this to do, is like bodybuilding like vibes. Like, even if you just want to hold a coin in your hand and try to guess if it's heads or tails, that'll strengthen your intuition, because then you learn to trust your guess, basically. Like you're guessing, but then you're guessing right, So that's kind of what intuition is, technically, if we're being just like in layman's terms. But being transparent, honest with yourself, and knowing that you do trust your intuition or you don't. I'm going to be honest, 2025, I don't really trust my intuition. I've gotten myself into some crazy shit this year where I'm like, I would never do no shit like that. But then it happens, So sometimes your intuition is strong, sometimes it's not. Read the room. Yeah, that's what I just said. Self-preservation. So again, if you don't feel prepared or you don't feel ready or you don't want to read for this person, or like this person just put like a huge damper on your mood as soon as you thought about reading for them, don't do it. It's not worth the money. Anticipating your own needs. If you feel like you need to eat before, I always say meditation is better on an empty stomach, but maybe reading, you want to be more grounded. So eating a little bit. If you need to pee, just little things like that. Like if your cat needs to eat at 7:45 and you start your reading at 7:30, knowing damn well in 15 minutes your cat needs to eat. Those are things. It's like the most basic things. There's nothing mystical about this part. We're just introducing ourselves into being able to do that. Should we pull some cards?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's pull some cards for like the end. Okay, let's say what the end of 2025 will bring for El Caile podcast. This is how you do it. I'm just kidding. The Emperor. We got to get a little table in here. The Seven of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. Oh my God. I don't know about the Seven of Cups right here. Okay, basically the Emperor is a lot of structure and dependability. We might be like a little bit caught up sometimes. Okay, this could be about me. I might get caught up sometimes in like doing everything the right way and a very specific way. And this be fucking me up. Because the Seven of Cups just shows a little bit of confusion and like not being able to draw any serious, like not being able to come to a serious conclusion and just being like confused and kind of just like worried about the wrong shit, basically. If you ever see this card, it means you're worried about the wrong shit. That's literally what I think when I see this. And sometimes I do be a little hard on myself, and this could be referring to that. But I really like that this Queen of Cups is here because compassion seals the deal. And compassion makes the world go round. So definitely being more in tune with my emotions and just being softer, which is hard for me. And then this is a penis. No, I'm just kidding. Bright new ideas, which the bringer of life is the rod, if you ask me. So Ace of Wands is brand new ideas, hot new fire. I like it that the wands came out because I am a Sag sun, so that's a fire sign. And I feel like this is gonna basically clear up any doubts that we have or anything that's kind of, blurry that we're not too sure about, especially me, because I'm like, is this supposed to be relaxed or am I supposed to take this really serious? But then if I took it really serious, I wouldn't have bought this costume. But then if I was a little bit more serious, I would have been like more prepared for the episode. So this can bring some solutions for us. I'm liking this right here. Okay, so why are these holiday traditions and this folklore, the lore, why is it important? I think it's important because the traditions persist and we have no idea why they persist. And, we talked about this last time. It's like, oh, holiday cheer, like Mariah Carey comes out and, Santa Claus is here and the gifts and the food and everything. But a lot of these things started because we were scared. And they were offerings so we would make it through the winter. And the people needed a reward for being miserable all year. So this is still us. But now we don't know why we do these things. We just fell into the routine or we fell into the custom. And to me, it's just really interesting to see it from a bird's eye view. Like, wow, look, we're still acting exactly the same as we were 2,000 years ago, but now we think we're like the best and so advanced, but really we're ancient. We're still doing ancient things. No matter what, people are still afraid to die in the winter. Even though it would never happen, because my mom makes a lot of tamales. If you guys are ever hungry, you literally could come over and she will feed you.
So we don't have to worry about going hungry.
You're gonna be okay.